Facebook. I'm just trying to, and Instagram, and my people over on YouTube. I just wanted to reach out to you and just talk to you a little bit today about just living life and just having a really good time in that. And what I've learned in this life is that a lot of people struggle with with trying to figure out who they are in this world. And as long as they are struggling with finding who they are, a lot of times they struggle just trying to keep people in their life. I've had a lot of people contacted me over the last couple days about struggles with being codependent. People are wanting to hang out with people a lot more, just on the phone and through social media. And they're even finding and they're starting to see some of their codependent behaviors happening even through virtual. That it's not even physical dependency. It's more intellectual and it's more emotional. So I just wanted to talk to you guys today about letting go. And when I say letting go, I'm going to talk to you about really what the essence of letting go is. A lot of people struggle with letting go of people, and because they assume that it means they have to tear themselves apart. Detachment doesn't have to. Detachment doesn't have to be to the point where you don't have people in your life. Detachment means that you have to emotionally disconnect to allow people to find their way in life and so that you can find your way. This talk today is going to be a little bit towards the individual that is struggling. And this is also going to talk to people who are like parents that might be on the other side of a codependent relationship. So I'm going to recite a poem to you. It's called Letting Go. And in this poem, it's going to talk to you about really what the essence of letting go really is. So we'll go here. So letting go. To let go does not mean to stop caring. It means that I cannot do it for someone else. To let go is not to cut myself off, but it's to realize that I can't control another. To let go is not to enable, but to allow learning from natural consequences. To let go is not to to let go is to admit powerlessness, which means the outcome is not in my hands. To let go is not to try to change or blame another for doing whatever they're doing. It is to make myself the most that I can be. To let go is not to care for, but to care about. To let go is not to be in the middle fixing things, but to be very supportive. To let go is not to judge, but to allow another to be the human that they can be, they want to be, and that they are ready to be. To let go is not to be in the middle arranging all of the outcomes, but it is to allow others to affect their own destinies and their own lives. To let go is not to be protective. It isn't even it's to permit another to face the reality that they are creating. To let go is not to deny, but it's to accept. To let go is not to nag or to scold or even to argue, but instead it's to search out my own shortcomings and correct them. To let go is not to criticize or to regulate anybody can be. To let go is not to adjust everything to my own desires, but it is to take each day as it comes and cherish myself in it. To let go is not to regret the past, but it is to grow and live for my future. To let go is is to fear less and to ultimately love myself more. With this poem, I just wanted to share that poem because so many people think that letting go means that you have to detach yourself away from people. But you don't have to detach yourself. What you have to do is you have to create the atmosphere for you to find that place within your life. So the first point that I want to talk to you today about is just letting go allows you to be free. And when I mean allowing you to be free, it allows you to take that person off of your hook. A lot of times, especially if you're in the spiritual world, sometimes you have to allow your stuff to be taken off your hook and be put on God's hook, because you will never be able to change them. You will never be able to make them what you desire them to be. They will always end up what they choose to be. So whenever you get to the point where you can free yourself so that you don't have to live your life so consumed in trying to figure out how someone else can fix their own problem. The second point that I want to talk to you about is that it really helps with codependent behaviors. So many people are detached and they are so far apart that they won't allow someone to come into their life. But there's also those that will allow people to come into their life even if they're unhealthy, even if they're not good for them, even if they're in a place where they can't, they don't even grow, but they will allow unhealthy people to be in their life. So what this does is when you get to the point where you can let go of old relationships, let go of old churches, let go of old employers, let go of your parents, maybe your children. I don't know what that attachment is. And don't get me wrong, people always say to themselves, they always say, well, I ultimately don't want to let that person die. But I'm going to tell you, I've seen people where you can literally love people to death. And what I mean by that is you love them so hard and you keep on enabling them that ultimately you cause them to then keep on doing the same behaviors that they were doing before. So sometimes you have to just step back and allow people to be who they want to be. So if you're in a very enmeshed relationship with anybody, and what I mean by enmeshed, I mean in a relationship that causes you to feel like you are one and you can't detach yourself, you don't feel like you can be emotional. You're when they get mad, you get mad. When you get upset, you get upset. And I'll be honest, some of you guys need to work on detaching and taking those remotes away from people, because they're able to push your buttons and you react every time they push your button. So I want you to think about codependent behaviors and just think about just letting go. And the last thing that I wanted to talk, my third point, is I wanted to talk about it allows you to grow. Whenever you start to live your life in a way that you don't feel that you can grow, it's probably because someone or something is holding you back. And sometimes you have to allow that person to go so that they can be who they want to be. And then while you go and fix yourself and get yourself better, then you guys can connect back, but you're in a much healthier position. But if you're continuously trying to help that person grow while you're growing, it's almost like smiling and frowning at the same time. You can't do it, because it ultimately causes the muscles that you use to smile are the same muscles that you use to frown. So you can't go two opposite directions with the same muscle. And it's the same thing with growing. If you don't grow, then you are the only one to blame if you are allowing someone else to hold you back. And I'm gonna just be blunt about it, because a lot of times I have females and males. I don't want to make this a gender specific thing, because I've seen it on both ends. Some people really do struggle with being codependent to the point where it ruins their life, it ruins their relationships, it ruins their job, but they will continuously stay in that relationship even though they know that it is a very unhealthy one. So I want you guys today to sit back and look at your relationship and really see if there is someone that I need to let go of my life so that I can be exactly the person that I want to be, and that I can be the person that I know that I need to be. So, hey, it's the Cadillac Counselor. I'm reaching out to you guys. I hope you guys see my video that I dropped last night. My son recorded it for me. It was awesome to work with him on while I was recording a one of my sessions. I just want you guys to know that I have some things coming down the pipeline that I'm really excited about. I'm really excited. I'm thinking about doing a podcast for recovery, and it's going to be on the clinical side. A lot of the recovery ones don't look at the clinical side, and that's what this one is going to ultimately be: is how clinically do we do recovery and mental health. So stay tuned. You know me, I'm always growing. I'm always trying to be ahead of the curve. And so I'm not allowing this coronavirus to hold me back. I'm just allowing it to help me grow. So I wanted to give a shout out to Katie. I see you're one of my top fans. Keep on following me. I appreciate that. I saw Taylor on here. That's cool. Good to see you too. I hope life is going good for you. Love the hearts. Keep them coming. So I just wanted to reach out to you guys. I got to go back to some sessions today. If you're my clients and you want to get a session, make sure that you reach out. If you're in the community and you hear my voice and you want to learn more about kind of the stuff that I do on a one-on-one basis, get at me, all right? So, hey, I just wanted to tell you, I love hanging out with you, and this has been awesome, and the ride still continues. So, signing out as the Cadillac Counselor. It's all good. Good to see you.